Hi, my name is Brendan Tisner, and this is my gapminder project for Professor Ezra's class in Macroeconomics. I did my project on babies per woman based on income. As you can see in this gapminder data chart, it starts from the year 1800 all the way through modern day. One or two things I want you to notice throughout the project is that, for one, most everyone in the 1800s was below the level 2 income. Everyone was mostly in level 1, as well as most everyone had above 5 kids, for exception for this, like not even 20% of it. Most everyone had more than 5 kids. And this is something to keep in mind throughout the project. Before I even looked at the data, I made my hypothesis, and this was, does the more money a family have mean they will have more kids? This, in fact, throughout the project gets proved wrong, and let me show you why. So as you see, going towards modern day, people will start having less and less kids, and that is a trend I noticed as the chart went on and thought it was an interesting pattern. Another pattern, even though everyone started having less and less kids because it became more expensive, the people with less income still ended up having more kids with more income, which did combat my hypothesis, like I said. Once you get all the way to modern day, the wealthier people had on average 1 to 2 kids, and people with less income had on average 4 or more kids. And after a lot of thinking, this actually made a lot more sense for a couple of reasons. Wealthier people have more access to healthcare, as well as better birth control and abortions if they so choose. Whereas people with less money don't have a lot of options, which can cause more kids. Another thing is that people with less income might get government aid when they have their kids because they can't afford it. So, some people with less income might choose to have more kids because they do want that government aid. And like I said earlier, one huge thing I noticed is that you can see the graph went on a slope basically like this. As you went from 1800 to modern day, everyone had less kids. So now most of the group is down to 2 to 3 kids opposed to before, where it's mostly 5 or more kids. But still, one thing I want you to notice, as you can see, one trend I noticed is that people with less income, mostly in level 1 to 2, have more kids than the less wealthy people, which is something interesting that I noticed, which obviously combats my hypothesis, which is really interesting for this project. This opened my eyes a lot more to see what else income could be affected by. And right in the beginning, as I looked at this project, I didn't even really entertain the fact that back in the 1800s, it was a lot less money, like I said, to have kids. Now, a lot of people can be from level 1 income to level 4, and kids are a lot more expensive, and it's harder for different people. And that is why income plays a huge effect on today's society, not only in kids, but for everything in the world. Thank you, and this was my Gapminder project.